Say after me, sir. I solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, So help me God, so help I Jah. So help me God, so help I Jah. So help me God, so help I Jah. Rastafari. Every time I see the wicked.
Yes, Fambulen, good afternoon and welcome to the program Court House. Where it comes for you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. This now 1 hour discussion program where they talk about the law. And this program they come to you every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Today inside the program we get somebody from the Administrator and Registrar General in office. We can talk about intellectual property rights with particular reference to copyright. But the focus of this discussion today will be on copyright. So Yusuf can be part of the program by way where you go send message or call to the number 077-981-981, 077-981-981. And we go get a time where we go open the phone line for people for me they ask things them where they don't know, or probably then self one for make contribution to the program. Then self can make their own contribution. And we now, as I say, now 1 hour program, so we in time we go open the phone line and people then go call and we read on text messages them. Today at the program I get Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson, Senior Registrar na the office of the Administrator and Registrar General, where we can talk about intellectual property. We will look at one side of RAM, where na copyright, and we guest today himself na lawyer, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson. Good afternoon and welcome to the program, Coaches.
Good afternoon, Radio 98.1. Good afternoon, my people.
Okay. And Fambulengo want for know within a intellectual property rights. Within Nandi.
Thank you for asking me that kind of salient questions. One thing, as the word implies, when you talk about intellect, nothing will do with the mind. So anything where you create out of your mind now relate to the intellect. So the result of that creation now we call property. So intellectual property are the result of human creativity. Where it can be your book we write, the song we sing, or the film we make. However, intellectual property they in two folds. We get what we call industrial property, they will get copyright. Industrial property now they get patent, trademark, industrial design, and geographical indication. Then copyright in standalone. So basically patent in the protect invention. Any technological solution we get towards a problem, patent to protect them. Then trademark in any logo, the name we associate with the business. For example, Movement in City 98.1. That forms the trademark of this organization. Any says are going to 98.1. So 98.1 are trademark. So industrial design in the protect the appearance of a particular product. All the material they see in the streets, the way they design the computers, and the industrial design concerned about. Coming to copyright in stand on its own. And for copyright, in the protect the expression where they give in the form of music, where they sing, in the form of the beating wey dey make for make ordinary beating copyright protector. The book wey you dey write, wey sit down e write a book, na copyright work e dey do. The poem wey dey write, wey sit down you try for write a poem, that's the work of copyright. Sculpture, for let use wood, you try for carve human being into that wood, then the na pure expression of copyright. So basically, these are the things wey intellectual property, therefore the regime exists for ensure say dem protect creators, so that they no dey only contribute for let people access some work, but they also benefit from the work.
Okay, so we as I say, like we dey look at this copyright, but first, before we go into the nitty-gritty of RAM, when we look at una office, the copyright office, what una don dey do?
We office don dey do so many things with regards to copyright. The office of the administrator and Director General get so many things we do, and the section where me belong now on intellectual property. So far so good. We don't engage on many things. We revolve around the drafting of the regulations we govern intellectual property. And mind you, we get laws that we govern intellectual property. We get the Patent and Industrial Designs Act, the trademark, and the copyright. So we've been there in so much work for ensure say we draft the regulation where we don't succeed for let them pass the regulations in our parliament, we have the Patent and Industrial Design, as well as the trademark regulation. The copyright we also do same, but in to the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, so that you can also try for table in a parliament. We will get full law where the govern copyright and salon. So we also engage in so many other things. For last year, we get activities that will involve the celebration of the World IP Days. We also celebrate examiners who will be do such programs na both and Buffets Hotel. Then we also engage in so much media undertakings, one of which are Sidon National for engage the public, but also make them gain knowledge about intellectual property. So these are some of the activities. But many activities then that we register, we administer, and protect the copyright work of the creators.
Okay, so this copyrights we talk about. What's in the law we actually govern?
And if you watch section 12 of the Constitution, 1991 Constitution, Act number 6 of 1991, it make provision for promote culture, music, and other creativities. But the main act will govern the protection of copyright, the Copyright Act of 2011. We're then on the drafting for the regulation for complementary act. So the main act, the main law will govern the copyright protection and the Copyright Act of 2011.
And what 2011, I think I will remember when they passed this act. You see, musician in the Gladi, you know, that kind of thing. They say them Nazi with them, you know, they long for, they want for may happen, you know. But when it comes to them registering the songs and whatever, how it on the talent?
Yeah, well, naturally, once you create work, then you translate the idea into something accessible, your work is protected, naturally. And however, because of the modernity, that's the increase in the use of the internet and other platforms, it's difficult for you differentiate within an original work from copy work. So therefore, we always encourage for the voluntary registration. Voluntary registration. A voluntary registration then they help you where there is a conflict of where there is a contention as to who that get what. You will be reference say this negator by virtue of the fact say you don't register with we. So then they give you edge. But same way, so if you still not come to you for Instagram, but you get a work, now you now the only person for allow third party for use them. So the act now regime will come for ensure say the creators them benefit from the work and also in the process of that, they're also able to make the work accessible to the public.
Okay, so you talk about say the one we get we don't register na him go give the third party the right for use them. So let's say if somebody no register in work, then third party go use them without that person the permission. If it's sue, it go actually get right.
Yes, if you're listening for what I just say, I tell you say this now. If whether you register or not, a conventional thing that when once you don't create a work, you're automatically protected. So if you go to section 10 of the Act, it tells you about the economic rights of the creator. That the creator then the right for reproduce work, then for let copy them, for make into beaucoup copies, now the creating right. Then the right for make them available to the public, for let people access the work. Then get a right say. Then you also get right for ensure say they employ them into public areas. If you not authorize anybody for do that, the person doing, especially on a commercial scale, definitely you get the right for take action. You not only get the act to take action, the act also make provision for criminal action besides the private litigation of the creator himself. So you can still protect them even if you not register them. But registration, the only thing registration they give edge for purposes of records as well as evidence if there is any issue of who have what or so.
Okay, so like where we dey go school, we can go see the books them pop, then one day we don't write. We know they take consent from authors them. We can just go photocopy the work we begin for user. Is it an offense?
Well, the Act make it very clear. The protection not to an umbrella one, not absolute. It get exception. It creates provisions where will make somebody use them without considering as an infringement or a violation of the Act. So if you copy a work for a private use, then tendency for let the law not consider as a violation of the Act. But if you copy somebody's work for purposes of business, you will make money for that person's work, the law might hold into account. So that usually the user they tell you go school, you go copy. That's one of a private use. You might get leverage for you. You might escape the law from that angle there. But it also depend for let you make use of that work there fairly in a way when you also know and bog the right of the author.
But you know feel say instead of somebody, let's say in a book, they go buy the book, they begin for user. You know feel say don't put something that author they in pocket. Rather than even do that for your private use, they go photocopy them in the user. I know if you say don't cheat the author because the person idea.
Actually, that's the essence of the Act for ensure say the author realize something from the very investment we don't put into work, the labor, the resources, and everything. That's why the Act also gets provisions and we frown out them photocopy machine if it's somebody important, then for levy fines, then for levy duty on those ones, so that whatever the person get for doing future, they will also get royalty for that use. So photocopying, not the way the Act frown out. The Act very frown out for photocopying. Not a part of the Act for allow somebody for photocopy. Because if you photocopy, you go start by 1, 2, 3, till you multiply. So at the end of the day, if photocopying shop, then you will be responsible for violating the Act because you did deprive the very author in essence of work. So the Act they against that. For photocopy work, we get the authority of the creator. The Act very much there against that. When I talk about private use, now like we see this book I want to read down from you, personal use. Not necessarily for going copy at the end of the day, we will prejudice or go against the interests of the author.
Okay, so we don't see music in self and other one where people and they sing the music, but person one go for go do that music in another version what they call remix. Then they actually violate the copyright.
As long as you go do the remix of a song of another person's song without consent, in violation. However, remix itself a creativity. So in that context, if you know the person who want go remix another person's song, therefore bring them to notice. See, I get interested by song, but I don't get some improved version of your song. That improvement instead don't create something. So what will happen at that? You will get an agreement, but that man will improve on that version, the old version, instead you won't protected under the copyright law. So
yes, we know say it protected. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, it protected under the law. Mm-hmm. But now you don't go remix the song. You don't go take permission to the person who do the original version. So that person will not go take permission from the person who do the original version. Is it an offense that person they don't commit?
Then if at all, because the law make it clear, adaptation is protected under the Copyright Act. But the only thing, the catch na that, you need to inform the original creator of work. The original creator need to give consent. If not give consent, what will happen? You open a Pandora's box where you don't work with the kind of improve on, the original creator will also get fair share of that work there.
Okay, so you also get the area of music, the area of piracy. You say people can pirate the music of the musicians. They do it in a large copy, then they sell. So, what thing you go talk about that?
That's the one area where the law of copyright very much they against. Because piracy, for example, in Sierra Leonean context, piracy they thrive more than even the creators themselves. They thrive more than the creator themselves. Because the instance that when you pirate somebody in work, you don't deprive them. When you pirate somebody in work, you don't deprive them from the actual. You don't deprive them from the actual intent of the business that the person want to do. So piracy, nothing where the actor only provide for against, but also criminalize that. That is nothing where if they catch you, you go pay fine where amount to 60 million or 2 or 3 years imprisonment. So piracy law they against them heavily, because then they not only deprivation, it cuts the creator off from the resources we gain from a labor. So piracy now a pure violation of the act, then the law found out.
So now we look at them foreign musicians we then they sing them like a Nigerian, when they sing their music them. But we can a salon, they don't pirate then the seller now they want them with them they into that and they sell them. So if the original person come and can notice, he can sue.
Well, actually, when it comes to intellectual property, a jurisdictional thing, meaning territory by territory. And so for you protect a Nigerian workers alone, we get what we call a collective management society. If that society is in existence, because if that society is in existence and society then the way for get contract with creators, musicians then generally, where they collect royalties on behalf of the musician in there. But if you do that, it will be impossible, because when once you begin to ask people for pay for Sierra Leonean music, you exclude foreign music, people then go balance on that side. So normally the norms always like that. When you start for protect your work, you get to think called bilateral agreement. In copyright terms, we call it reciprocity. Wherein you get an agreement, the Copyright Society of Sierra Leone for get an agreement with that of the Nigerian, say, protect me in a salon, I will protect you in Nigeria. Whatever you collect in salon, we say what you collect in Nigeria, we will swap them. Or if you want to keep them, or you keep you like that. So that agreement can help for you stop foreign music then following the parity inside the country. But if Dandy not there, definitely Dandy will also increase in the piracy of foreign music. Unless or except Dandy exists, the piracy of Nigerian music no done.
Also, Nigeria, in other words, Nigeria for protect, we forget that law.
Yeah, there should be an agreement. We call it reciprocity.
Okay.
Where there should be an reciprocal agreement between Nigeria Collective Management Society and the Sierra Leonean Collective Management Society. Where the agree say all Nigerian songs where they play in a salon, and protect them for we. Where's the agreement did it don't give salon the legality for do on behalf of Nigerian songs. So whether a salon song or Nigerian song, as long as they play on any commercial area, whether a club, radio station, pub, hotels, if you pay.
So in that regard, even if the person we sing a music, they at all, the authorities in here for able for protector.
Yeah, I think one of the things we don't create difficulties for creators themselves if you realize the labor, skill and effort we don't put into creating something. And the fact say as an individual, you never will fight everybody. That's the reasons why the master Sabi people bring come this society and call Collective Management Society. Normally how it happens is that society all the creators them or the musicians they will get, then they give that society the right for instance they enforce the right on behalf of them, then collect royalty for them and do whatever they're supposed to do. So that society with the backup of government, they find out say enforcement will be easy. But now as it is, whether all day they exist, when there's a vacuum on that side, what will happen now? For one single musician, it enforces stop people for not for playing music fiti fata. It's difficult. So now that society day, whether the musician exists, a day or no day, we once now part of the society. Now the society for collect money, where they play song, they give them back, and do whatever that concern that particular work we do, where they are the public on behalf of them. Not necessarily mean say if a day na salon.
Okay, so when we move away from Dandy, so make we look at we still late na the music. So if person they write song, they can go register that song there. For say this music here and I write some this song here and I'm you can go register them.
That's one thing and the way will help the songwriter forget age, because there are certain people where you will write a song but not get a voice for sing. And normally what can happen, those people you need to see them. Now the one who sing and more than can see. Not all people they sing are be right. Some people and they get both talent, he write for himself, then sing for himself. So if you're a songwriter, then you want to recognize you as the original owner of that song there. It's advisable for you to register with we. Because if you register with we, maybe if there is any issue between the person where they can adapt the song, let's say the performer, the singer, now you want to sing the song. If the contract not favor you, maybe you want your name on that contract, they say no, me no would go continue with this again. But if you not register them, tendency for that singer saying I'm write and I may even get the song. So for avoiding confusion, if you write a song, you know see the item, then it's good and advising for like an office, so we register them. We will provide a file for you, open the file for you, we will then have records and manage them for you well. So if anything come up where somebody will try for say not to do the work, not to write the song when I'm write them, then you get a point of reference. We will guide you for protect you for your effort and labor.
Okay, so what about the way they sing instead they go register the song? Like okay, you guys do how we don't write them, you don't go register. Then now you can't talk say where this person is a bit single, so he get talent in that area. The main can singer. So after we self don't sing it, he can register them.
Sure, because music in one area we're very complex in terms of copyright protection. Because that one get song they get up to multiple of rights. And they get one, the writer, the author of that song, he rights protected. Then the singer, we now get a voice to perform that song, your right is also protected. Then you also get a third party when they get called label. Those are entrepreneurial sector they also get rights. So you find out within one song, you get about 3 people with different rights. So if that one don't write a song, this don't singer, that one then creates the recording of that song. So what will happen if a collective management society exists? They collect for that one song, they distribute accordingly the rights of each and everyone. They distribute the resources accordingly based on the right. So if you sing you write a song, yes, get right for register with we. If you sing a song, get right for register with we. Because the copyright office and the office way supposed to even give you a hologram what is about authenticity of the originality of the work. However, since the complexity of the internet, now even DVD or CDs not today use when the copyright. Now get distinction of the copyright for good authentication. So all of them, yes, get right for register with you.
Okay, like as you say, okay, then get they all get rights.
Yeah, the right to all the subsist under one work.
Yes.
Yes.
But we don't see situation. Well, I know call him, but we don't see one situation at one point where somebody say, "Oh, Radio Democracy, they play me song. I even, may I can pay for them." Is that possible?
Yes. Yeah. Radio Democracy as a broadcaster, it can also be a creator as well as a user. So as a creator, when I get my program, the one they make for myself, they're also protected. So as a user, whatever song, because they operate on the commercial environment, on a purpose not to on a charitable purpose. Now they operate on commercial environment. So therefore, whatever song you play, as long as you not get a contract with the author, you're supposed to pay. You're supposed to pay tariff for royalties. Royalties are payment for use of a work. The payments they give for the use of the work. So not to only clubs or pubs or hotels they pay. Even broadcasting station, they will pay for any song they play. Like when I can get on free time, a time there is no program, but songs in the flow for continue for keep the people tuned to that particular radio station. That's all for pay.
So even probably at that material time, where the institution know they make money from that song, but it try for just entertain people.
Yeah, the institution no go directly make money from the song when they play, but they entertain people from that song. They keep them locked in your station. So as a result, they in our fan base still continue. So that music don't play a role. You might see you need make money, but that music they bring you money. So since as long as you're a commercial organization, if you use the song of an author will not give consent for user, you're supposed to pay for them.
So what about clubs, hotels, bars and all of that? They themselves supposed to pay for songs them way musicians then don't sing. They themselves supposed to pay when they play the songs them.
Yes, I think this is one of the reasons why make musicians they need to make money. For them to make money, no necessarily to get an album. Where there is an effective and robust system, now then single written they go make it to a millionaire. Because the use of them song then different organization and the way called so user than they where they're supposed to pay. Let's imagine you pull a song on December, throughout the month, each of all the users and they play them. For each play they play, they're supposed to give account of the amount of song they're supposed to pay for that day. So you can imagine now you song hit and they play on a club, hotels and shops, transportation, all the one and they subscribe. You can get a single song and make money. So all of those are supposed to pay.
So, but in Sierra Leone, that practice they not there. So what's not the problem?
That's a critical question. I think the problem has been one, we've been get challenges with the laws, where we don't almost fix that. The act is there. It's still one of the finest acts, even though be absolute in terms of error-free, and the regulation is on the process also. I think one key institution will serve as a problem and the absence of a collective management society. The absence of a collective management society. Now only a collective management society go able to do the dirty works where the creators them for do for themselves. Then go day for one other people who go use work where they not get authority for use. Then go day for one other people where they pilot work at a quantity they will disadvantage the creator. Then go day for collect money on behalf of the creators and ensure the creator themselves get their money. So as I've been saying earlier, individuals, musicians find it difficult for go whole way because they focus always on for CC and sing the song. So if they get an institution like that, we will exist for work on behalf of them. Definitely that culture will come into play. Yes, we know that the culture, but the law is there. The law make it clear. Say it's prohibited and it's unlawful for you for within a commercial organization or club for use the song of somebody who not give authority for user, especially when you business, non-commercial business.
Well, waiting you they say so, like today, nine Boko people don't know that day. But in a real sense, it actually exists. Like probably other countries, then they will do so. It really exists.
Yeah, that's why they see the Nigerian musicians then they make money. That's why they see American musicians they make money. If you know exist in any country, then the musician will almost be the same like with Sierra Leone musicians. I think now Salone because Liberia is doing well also, and with the aspiration. Now one of the reasons might make we ARG thought and feel we need to bring this message to the people, let the people get knowledge, and we will continue to do that because not only that culture will change. We not see people don't use that culture of doing anything for free, everything for free. People are not used to that, for doing everything for free. But absolutely, copyright work, the use of not to free thing. So now culture we believe say we get for imbibing the people in. But for now, people are not use free thing, but that not to within the law say. People are only doing it because, and they now bring one after they eat, for let them stop and use the work in a useful way at least where everybody will benefit. Because you get access to work, it's also good for the person who say don't put in effort and labor also benefit from that work there.
Okay, so and we're so waiting on don't they do for make sure say the one them way like the musicians them they able to get that knowledge there for no say we the music them play in a club therefore pay them for that song there. If they play on a radio stations or an enterprise or enterprise system where then they when a profit making then supposed for pay. So waiting when I don't they do.
One as I've been stating just now, I think one of the rules that we don't they do for assist them on that, not that of the law. Because with the existence of the law, then they go give a leeway for to take action. So we don't they try for CC the law exist. Then another one, we don't painstakingly take time for invite. That was a situation where we get a meeting invite musician. It's really pathetic that most times we then invite them, then they only get for honor invitation based on maybe we come into more things. We don't invite musicians one or two times. We will invite them per program. We concern them so that we educate them. But most times now, more of them coming up musicians they attend. The big one that we supposed to attend, we will forget this knowledge at the same time push. They hardly attend the kind meeting there. So we don't deter for engage, and we still continue for engage. Hopefully this year we'll get a lot of engagement as we push for the collective management society come into life.
So before we conclude on this, also you don't feel say if when I implement this law, probably and the clubs, the stations, the TV stations, and all of that. You know, if you say that more of foreign music, then now then go they play. They say the other music themselves will not go pay for them. They have more cows out. They get some free.
I think when they explain this, I make it very clear. When they ask me about Nigerian songs, I tell you, once we start for enforce and the collection of royalties of Salona music, we also make sure we also engage all the countries there. That's why I tell you about the reciprocal agreement. If we get a reciprocal agreement between Sierra Leone and Nigeria, automatically we also get for collect any Nigerian song we don't play. I know if we get that kind of position where say then they collect for foreign song as well. I'm not thinking go left is Salona music for go play foreign song.
But the bone of contention now that if that they happen, how then go able to assess the royalty they get? So let's say you get one DJ now, they play this song.
The system, everything is system. What I consider get system where they put in place. We are in then they able know the amount of songs and they play. They log in, they able know. So they get feedback. So because we don't get the system right now, you see and say very complex, but a system. Even then foreign platforms and all this is a system where you say this song they don't view or they don't play this song more than other songs. So the same thing. When once that thing they come into existence, what will happen? There will be system where they will put in place. If you
sorry about that.
Normally what can happen, they can give what them call blankets. Get blanket license. If for example radio station again blanket license because of the say they get tendency for play a lot of songs, they will give blanket license say for year and so much they pay. So whatever songs you play now, that's fine. Now we have system no day. But we have system day and they monitor you on the songs that they play. From there they go to tell you say this song I don't play and so amount. They go to know from there. So like that, the system.
Okay, so when you talk about the collective management society, what's the function of that society there? And what will be the composition if then decide for set them up? In the first instance, they not set an asalo, not set up asalo.
Unfortunately, no. We're not in existence yet. That's why we find it difficult for enforce what we talk so about music being played here and there. And so the Collective Management Society is provided for under Section 54 of the Copyright Act of 2011. And in composition, now like one port, meaning all creators, whether you're a writer, musician, and you're label, or this, all publishers, all encrypt them as one port Collective Management Society based on the Act. And so for Salon, because Salon is a small market, so that's why they create an archive. What I consider each repertoire gets you form of Collective Management Society. If the music gets you, but because Salon is a small market, we create on this one port. Yeah. So one of the key functions in way that Collective Management Society get now that in there for ensure say it collects royalties na the money they pay for the use of a song. So then they for collect royalties for that. They collect royalties on behalf of the musician and then they distribute same to them. Now they also do for ensure say they serve as an intermediary between the users and the creators. That Collective Management Society day, whatever agreement we they want between the users and the creators, na go do am. For example, like what you talk this now about whether if not for play music na whether not for pay. So that Collective Management Society then for them in charge. For instance, say they give no license. If not blanket license or individual license, they give no say, okay, we they give this license for play them the music. So the activities in way the collective management take a huge, not only about collecting or administer the right of of author or creators, but also they for enter into an agreement with other countries. That's a reciprocal agreement. For enter into agreement with other collective management society. See now, if we love from music na salon, they will balance the music and play music. So we need to agree, say, no protect, no work for one safe, collect for Rwanda. So these are some of the responsibilities we the collective management society for engaging. You also do for enforce. Where somebody violates or infringe on somebody copyright, then they take action against a legal action. Whether for take court action or pursue the individual. So that's part of the responsibility of the collective management society for do.
Okay, so as I've been saying earlier on, yourself can be part of this program. Sorry about it. We say you send a text message to the number 077-981-981. The phone line door open. Other one for ask question. The experts then he will explain to you which you don't understand or which you feel say you need for know. He will explain to you, but he can only answer question in relation to this topic we they discuss. If you know to this topic, you know will answer any question in relation to other thing. So now only this topic. So the phone line door open. You yourself can be part of the program by way you go call or send message to the number 077-981-981. So we go continue, and when we look at the other aspects of this copyright, we talk about beats, music beats. So what about music beats? Instead you can able for protect them.
And the terminology we normally use for that, you call a phonogram, sound recording. It's protected. This is somebody go get dynamic studio, dynamic. It's when it comes to music, a complementary thing. That one they write, that one they sing, that one aspects now give the sound with a match up with the voice. So sound recording now call on the copyright laws as entrepreneurial right. Without the money, they bring the right into existence. When somebody can invest, whether in a studio or the mechanical things that way they put in place, for the give that sound way at the end of the day, we combine both, they give you that somewhere pretty enjoy. So sound itself, if you make a sound in the town, get a maybe you do an independent of the song, it's also protected.
Okay, so how often I can get then for many people then can register them then sound or then beats for them musicians then again when I can get that kind of thing for many people and can register them.
Yeah, it's here. We're not fortunate to forget on that aspect then. But for Sierra Leone, I think most times a musician will already can pay for let them do for them sound. So the moment that contract don't go to that in the so the musician can tell for own everything, depending on the contract when they sign. So most things that we don't get now, we don't get enough books, we don't get film or the visual, then we don't get software where they can put it through. Well, ordinarily we never receive sound. Yeah, we know get sound now, but people in the camp can protect. A lot of people in the camp, but not necessarily sound.
Okay, so when we talk about sound, Sunday the engineers in the studio, person can don't sing, then produce the beats. So that beats the way they go down musically. Is it not the musician and you? Or the person get the music and you, or not the studio engineer and get them. But waiting without waiting for protect waiting.
And if you look at the act and set the situation, especially when it comes to music, now the person under which they undertake for do that beat in there. So most likely, most times, when it comes to the phonogram or the recording studio, the engineers and some of them are employees. If the engineer own the studio, then he do the mix up there, then definitely he go own up and he go get them. But at times the musician will come, he can get a contract saying that this amount. Then if you don't pay off of that, then everything will go to the musician. Depending as the case may be, a case by case issue.
Okay, so more we can to film. Yes. So how when it comes to protection of film, how then they go about it? How then they protect them?
The film for protection, like we don't get one of the things that we qualify for let protect to work with that one. If it be an original work, originality is basically the result to your efforts, skill, labor, and judgment. Not necessarily say it has to be novel. Originality not to novelty in terms of copyright. Now just how you apply independent of your labor and effort to create something. So if it's original, you protect it. Then you translate. You try to put it into something very accessible, whether it's CD or maybe card or whatever it is. You bring it to us. We will register. We will protect them. We will get files all open for landing. But when it comes to film, most times, and the acts are clear, except we had a commission work. But if you work with a commission work, then the first person we consider as one of the person, the producer, or we can call the director of the film. He can be the owner. So, but if you have commission work or a work based on contract, if the contract say otherwise, then definitely based on what's in the agreement.
So, what's the commission work?
Commission work, like when you radio democracy, you say, let somebody can help you for do documentary on something. If you are paying for that, it's a commission work, now, which means you will get another report to do.
Okay. Yeah. So now because the film business na salon, not to things that we would basically they write home about. We know to get films in a salon. So people like can really for can protect them film for can register them film them for me they not pirate and all that things them. You can get them kind. How often one can get them?
Yeah, as I've been saying, the records of film them. So we don't count for can register. Then you register with the script, meaning the script itself, all it is for acting, register separately. Then the result of that script, the film itself, they can register with we. And one thing we make the year and day we look up on if we not try to make an intellectual property workable and robust, it will be difficult for our engineering film because these are investment areas. For somebody invest, they can put in money and film. You have to see how that intellectual property, how the intellectual property system that country operates. So if you see although your film business go, it all boils down to how the intellectual property system works. If it works viably, they definitely will bring some investment. Because it means that at the end of the day, we don't create something, you will block the other leakages in so that you will get the money.
Okay, so as I say, Yusuf can be part of this program by way you will call or send text message to the number 077-981-981, the phone line open. You can ask your question, you can call, you ask and ask question which you don't understand. So more we go to documentary. Una can consider documentary na part of copyright.
Yeah, documentary where you do must involve video making, sound making, composition of the story. It's copyright. It's protected. Even though you do it for educational purpose, but it's copyright because in the process, it is see that person they apply a lot of resources, effort for the being the result you want for show the people. So it's protected. So in essence, if somebody do maybe somebody go do for just a charitable purpose, but if you go take that particular document today, you go pay it for your own business. you don't violate the rights of that other person, especially without your authority. So documentary also fall under copyright.
Yeah, because when they see documentary where then be make one documentary where then be make dog in the war.
Cry Sierra Leone.
When they call Cry Free Town.
Cry Free Town, yes.
Yes, we don't they see people in the sell people in the make money out of them. And is it permissible?
It was not. It was not supposed to be. But it depends on the intention of the author of the work. If the author purely make that for enriching himself, definitely he was going to do that. But just do them for let people get the story, understand them. That's why if what a big media they want to use them, they must consult them. If they mistakenly use them on the situation where they say make money, that person will right to sue. So even as much as we don't know the war, but the fact that it taking time, there was pain and risk we involved for do all the according to the video and the so you also documentary even though for teaching purposes.
Yeah, because you can get them big media house outlet them in the world where they can play then documentary then they or some other documentary where people in it we see them big media houses and they play and then documentary then they now one where people they say okay well the media house go buy them or then go pay for them, but in Sierra Leone we don't see the plenty documentary then probably where then just a show but they're not they pay for them. The institutions them, the television, the radio stations them, where they can do then they show then television station they show them documentary then they but an office say they can pay for them. You feel say they can don't commit an offense considering whether put the person na efforts and everything we don't use in resources.
And in as much as copyrights protect the author in the work, but it also gets a room for which somebody needs to work without in consent, without any serve as violation. For example, if such documentary are used for the purpose of news or current event, you don't need to get the consent of the author, so it no violate them. If not for news purpose or current event purpose, no violate them. But wherein you take a you play the full documentary for purpose not related to even news, then that person there without consent, it will be a violation of the act.
Okay, so let's more look at software. Yes, software where people linking. So linking then one then they how many of how often are they getting then kind thing and then software for make people then go and register? How often one can get them?
Yeah, we don't get one or two softwares then where people don't register with we. And for selling software you protected under copyright. Countries like America then consider under patent. For selling software under copyright you protect us. Because we don't get one or two. I remember one making man we get one software away you can register with we. Of recent one gentleman also cut one software for register with we. And so many people are coming for that. So many people.
Okay, so that software they where then they do, and if other person go use a client destinely, then later somebody will say, oh, this software na be developer. So also if the person go court, una will go and stand as evidence, una will give evidence, una just they take the copy. So I wanna go to the court and prove say this person but already start this one.
And the one thing the act do, the act no except in a situation where somebody commits or violate the act on the basis we fall within that criminal perspective. But when it comes to individuals, the act makes provision for first of all exhaust ADR, alternative dispute resolution, where they will negotiate within themselves if there is any dispute, if there is any infringement, negotiate if now in terms they understand each other. Where they fail, they can come to office to the office to also tend for mediate between. If we fail now, then the office will refer the matter to court. So no matter anything they come up and negotiation. If now find out say there is proof that there is an infringement, maybe we will talk terms or negotiate as to what you will get from what you don't use. Next of them, if the other party agree. But if the other party fits to say the best option we are available for a full court, then the office table mediate to that point, they can go court.
So if it's somebody develop software, let's say in America, he developed the software in America, then later he can notice say that software somebody they will use in a salon and they make money out of them. If then they go meet you now, what you go do or what you go advise?
And there is no global protection of intellectual property. Intellectual property protection territorial. And make if you get time and watch the act, make mention of originality. Then original. No necessarily say, and it has to be novel or extremely with quality. But before you protect your work, you will be sure say it comes from an independent effort, a labor. So copying somebody's work is not an independent effort, a labor. So other person can challenge them. Even if we say other person can challenge and say no, it's not your independent work. You must have copied it from somewhere else. If that is proven, then you know it will protect you.
Because with the round up now with the round up with this program. But may I ask you one question before we round up? The situation on the side, two blind people, then they fetch one music. Then they say nine singer. Then they say nine singer. So how then they able for determine say, but they're not be registered. But how they go determine now say that this nine get and the original person of this song?
Yeah, if you can remember my earlier statement, I tell you say your work can be protected even if you can register to it. It's a matter of you showing the history of your work. Because no matter
but now two singer, we two now go to studio, and I think that was the situation.
If that's the case, it's shared. That's why if you the act new provision say where is an author, joint author or co-authors, their work can be protected. So if now two singer can be considered co-authors or joint authors. So now then two go una, one person go una as against the
so say one person featuring companies for say this music here, this feature this. So they can be considered as co-authors.
Yeah, you know, see most times where they find us where two musicians feature each other. If I say this one is on my album, and the back is on my album. So all man gets you. There's a chapter. As long as I get substantial good work on a particular point, you say you own that party. It all depends, or it all boils down to the agreement at the end of the day.
Because on the for feature, some musician can say, well, bring cash or so.
Now make us say it depends on the agreement.
Okay.
Depends on the agreement.
Well, now so we would go the cutting for today's program. Plenty thank you to Mr. Johnson for he joined we at this program. I hope say Fambulem, listeners them, viewers them don't enjoy the program. Then save don't learn from waiting Mr. Johnson don't tell you about intellectual property with particular reference to copyright, and also we don't learn plenty. Well, as I said, I would draw the cuttings for today's program. Me plenty thank you to Fatimata Samura, DJ Schoolface, the executive producer Michael Sambola, Tio Dora Rena, we himself na producer, me we present the program in name Namange Mansare. Una no forget this program bago count una next week Tuesday from 5 to 6 with very interesting topic. We Fambulem go learn, we all go learn. So until next week, bye bye.